we've had some great speakers, some very challenging speakers, I think. And the common theme is ever-increasing need, whether it be demand going up at Night Watch, the Fieldway or Old Lodge Lane. Things are not getting easier. The cutting of funding, the uncertainty of household support funds and things like that. It makes it a challenge. We recently had a pastor from Moldova come through one of our collections here at Christchurch, and one of, if not possibly Europe's poorest country. But the phrase that he came across and he preached from feeding the 5,000 was, it stuck in my mind straight away, you feed them. And he preached the experience of saying, serving one of the poorest parts of Europe, meeting those in need both with food and wood to burn through the very cold Moldovan winter. Although I think quite a few of us raised an eyebrow when he talked about his brushes with the KGB. They wanted to know what he was doing. He was bundled across the border to Belarus to have talks to the KGB. God really moved amazingly. He got out of these places alive. But he said he kept coming back to this, you feed them. And I think I'm very privileged to sort of lead, or try to lead, Pearly Food Hub through this way that we continue to feed people. But not, and as we've heard, it's not just about feeding people and sending them on their way, but equipping them and enabling them by working with others. And it's a privilege to be able to share what we have. I've asked each of our speakers what their challenges are for the sort of coming years. And I alluded to this a bit earlier on. One of our challenges is, our Armed Association says trustees cannot be permitted to serve longer than 9 years. And I will definitely say I will not do it more than another 3 years as chair. But it's not just the trustees. They seem to be available. We do need people to step up and be prepared to lead for the next few years. We have a number of fantastic volunteers, particularly across from whatever they do, particularly the MC, the Management Committee. And they've served faithfully since the start of the Pearly Food Hub. Well, as far as I know, none of them are rushing to run away, but at some point, I guess some of these people are going to say, I think it's time for me to step back. So I think the challenge is, for the next few years, is particularly for the trustees, is how we build in some sort of succession planning, if you like, how we keep going beyond those 3 years, next few years. It is quite a challenge. I don't know quite how we're going to do it. A lot of prayer. So I thank you again to all our speakers tonight, the Management Committee, our volunteers, the trustees. I particularly thank the trustees for their support. And without their help, we couldn't do what we've been called to do. So I do thank you all. And with that, I'd like to close the meeting. And I've asked Helen, sorry to spring on you, Helen, but you're so good at doing this. One of your gifts. Can you just close us in prayer, please, Helen?